What's up, DBS fam? It's your boy Eddie Hilaire coming at you live today with another top five picks by your boy. Um, Before we get into it, right, I want to give a heads up once again for the tournaments coming up this weekend on Friday. You have an Origins game for a PPG 1K going on, and the next day in Philadelphia in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. This is this Saturday. I will do my best to be there because I know a lot of people have been asking, hey, they want to see me at events and stuff. So I'll do my best to be there and record some gameplay footage of it as well as showcase some of my decks at Too Many Games Convention Center. At Too Many Games this event. It's the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. That's where it's going to be. All right. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Today, this is symbolic and a preface for my top five black decks, right? Hence, we have all the black secret rares. Well, at least the top ones, in my opinion. So, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I like to be very, very straight up and objective and straightforward with you guys. But this video is not objective. This video is very subjective, in my opinion, that all five of these black leaders will be black Saiyans. And the reason being is because of two specific cards. Well, it's more than two, but two specific cards have to be used in Black Saiyan decks, which are the True Fighting Spirit cards. Son Goku True Fighting Spirit. Pretty much, it's unique now, right? Because of the Rado. But the important auto is auto once per turn. If your leader card is a Black Saiyan card, when your opponent activates a counter skill, they choose one card in their hand and send it to the orb. Vegeta is also really, really good, really, really relevant, because if your leader is a Black Saiyan card, when your opponent switches their energy to active mode with a non-leader's awakened skill, they choose one card in their hand and send it to the orb. Pretty much they're paying taxes, right? Really, really love the cards, especially their synergy with Power Burst and their synergy to be able to get you self awaken itself. It's really, really good, really important, really efficient, and really powerful. Hence why I started my top five decks by telling you guys they're all gonna be Black Saiyans. So moving on, the first one is gonna be Mass Saiyan. I feel like Mass Saiyan is the embodiment of taxes and death, man, because I'm gonna show you why. We all know he does. He bursts three, and then you can take up to one life. It's the new one, it's the reboot one, right? So it gives you a better way, a more efficient way to awaken. But the thing is, once you, I believe it's when you mill a black card, you gain critical, right? And then when you mill a non-black card, let me just read it verbatim. Add up to one card from your life to your hand. If a black card is placed in your drop area by this skill, this card gains critical. Alright, that's what it was. Yeah, black card, I was right. So the black card you gain critical, and if it's a non-black card, you gain an extra 5k combo power. So, cards you want to build. Really, really good, really important. You can mill these. You know why you can mill these? Because you have cards such as Power Burst, which allows you to recycle these floodgates. Not only are you going to mill Power Burst, you're also going to mill this beautiful guy right here, which is Koetsukai. So, in sense, it's either they're taking the crit hits from your leader swing, hence why we have a cracking space time, because it's going to be a big, huge crit hit, which essentially they're going to take it, or they're going to lose a lot of hand size trying to get to a massive combo power, or they're going to pay taxes, meaning if they hit you with the repulse, if they hit you with defending friends, they're going to either warp two cards or they're going to warp one card. You see what I'm saying? Things like that. If they hit you with a D magic, they're going to warp two because they're going to warp one for this, and then they choose to untap, they're going to warp another one. So I feel like this is the perfect leader to start off on because you are denying your opponent resources, period. Especially there's a new 5-drop Goku, which is it's an overwhelm for 5, costs 0 energy. You draw a card, so it replaces itself into 20k critical. Really, really good, really important for specific strategies just like this. Alright, moving on to the next leader. It's an oldie but goodie, right? Son Goku and Vegeta, aka Gogeta Zeno. Yes, yes, yes. It goes back to what I started this video off with, right? It's those floodgates, but more specifically in this deck, the floodgates actually have insane synergy with this specific leader, because on your awakening side, the activate main, add up to one card from your life, choose up to two of your black cards with energy cost of one, and they gain 10k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So they are protected when you pass your turn. So those true fighting spirits can go upwards to 25 from their auto and this leader, but even more than that, going into support cards, they can go up to 35 because of this Pycon Savior from another time. So this Pycon and this SS4 Son Goku Beyond All Limits is representative of the strategy itself that the deck wants to play. The Pycon has access to boost your one drops, such as those True Fighting Spirits, and specifically in this deck, another Goku card I would consider running would be the Goku to 5k. Pretty much when your opponent draws cards, it gains a 10k boost, and it's a double strike, so it'll be a 15k boost. If it'll be a 15k attack double striker, but with your leader activate main, it'll be 25, and with the Pycon, it'll be 35 for one. So it's really, really good, really important. Once your Pycon maxes out, you can neg 3 it, and you can play one of your Gogeta targets. But to top that off, that's not the only way to play one of your Gogeta targets. That's why you also run SS4 Son Goku Beyond All Limits, because both of these in tandem just give you extra ways to go find and play these guys. Here are the Union Fusion targets. We have Gogeta Fearless Fusion, the OG, classic OG, especially in a format like this where Trunks and Vegeta decks can be running rapid. Gogeta Fearless Fusion could just come down and snipe that, right? You say, okay, cool, bye. Any good decks right now that I'm thinking of, they all play a susceptible target, which is 4 or less. Madara Vegeta, all those cards are 4 and less, right? And this Gogeta Fearless Fusion has the ability to take that away while providing a blocker. Or, if you don't want to block, you could just swing with it. Choice is yours. The Thorny. Now you're going to say, Eddie, Thorny's at 1. Correct. But if that Thorny gets warped, there's multiple ways for you to get it back. Hence why you have these two. Also, playing SS3 Gogeta Martial Melee. Realistically speaking, you're not wanting to tap 3 for it. So most likely, you just want to use this as your target of getting it back. Use the Pycon neg 3 to get that back. Alright. So, that's the deck for Gogeta Zeno. Going on to the next one. Trunks. So, the thing about Trunks, I think Trunks is the most versatile black deck that we have currently in the game. Because Trunks has the ability to either stay at high life. It's the best way I can describe it, it's like it's a black U7, right? Where you put your opponent on a clock because it's like, hey, you're either going to clear my board or you're going to target my life. Either one you don't target, it's just you're going to take advantage of it. So if you're trying to just aggro Trunks down, you're just going to lose on the crackback, because Trunks does have, it's the one black leader / archetype that has an in-theme floodgate with the pen. I know you're gonna say, Eddie, but everyone has access to Oceanus. Yes, but the pen is within theme. And I believe it only costs 1 versus the Oceanus, which costs 2. Unless you're playing the Oceanus that this in leader, I think maybe it's 1. I'm not sure, but the pen in this deck is pretty insane. Once again, this leader has a choice to either stay at 8 and still wax you, or you can just go down, try to wax this, but then you're leaving the battle cards and play. Especially now that we have super combos that you don't need to have your life at 4 or less, because you have things such as the Evil Mad Saiyan super combo. You have things such as other ways to give your battle cards and leader cards boost, with you being above 4, or you being 5 or more life above. The new biggest addition that they got is not only just the leader, but in my point, the most important addition they got is this Kai. This Kai is insane, because this Kai now allows you to play your unison way more efficiently than it was before. Then your turn to having to tap to and do a whole bunch of shenanigans. Because now, even if they do remove your unison, you have an easy way to get it back, right? And now, to the addition with the unison part, that 5-drop Trunks that you guys had that was in theme also gets a boost because of this Super Saiyan God Trunks healing power. The fact that you can Zeno evolve this card from the warp is completely insane. It's a 0.5k. So it's a unique triple strike barrier that also provides you a way to remove barrier threats from your opponent's side. It's the card's insane. The ultimate value on it is that it's a 0 plus 5k, which is completely mind baffling to me. But I can see this deck doing very, very well because, like I said, it's had that U7 effect where you can put a lot of you can make your opponent play to how you want them to play. Whether it's, hey, you're going to either focus on life or you're going to focus on battle cards, which I think is a huge advantage. Moving on to the next leader is this Evil Masse, aka Cumber. So the beauty and benefit about Cumber is that hand size is fat. Like your hands will be just enormous. You have built-in removal because you give your opponent his battle cards to serve a tag, as well as your Z battle card Fu gives him Overlord. So you just bottom deck it, which is super super good, super super important. This deck also has a lot of battle tricks. I know I put one of the gameplay videos, one of the battle series videos. I was playing against this deck. It has free battle cards and free battle tricks such as the Vegeta counter attack. You have the Trunks that plays for free. You have a lot of battle tricks in this deck itself, and a lot of ways to output a lot of damage while maintaining a huge hand size. And then another plus to it is, once again, all these are black sands, so you do have the ability to not only have instant board removal for non-barrier threats, but as well as set off floodgates. So this one is going to be more complex. So this one I'm going to need more than just like two slides, right? Because the Bardock leader itself is a weird leader. The one thing I like about this leader, it has a lot of effects. So I'm going to skip the front awaken part and focus directly on the auto on the awaken side. So auto on the awaken side. When this card attacks, resolve the effects below according to the number of non-black cards present among black multicolored cards in your battle area and energy area. That's huge and very important. It's both battle area and energy area. So if you have two or more colors, this card gains 5k power for the battle. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards to dress mode. Really good. Three or more colors at the end of your turn, switch up to one of your black multicolored energy to active mode. One of the only times you'll ever see black actually have an effect to restand. I think the only other black card that was meta relevant would have been, there is it's not a food, it's a mirror that I think it was a 30 mirror assault from the skies. It was a 30k double strike that at the end of your turn it untapped in energy, which is really really valuable in black because black doesn't have really easy access to just manipulate energy like that. We have the last but not least, four more colors. Draw one card and choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. That is one of the many ways that this deck just like demonstrates the battle tricks that it has. Now, all of your multicolored cards have a very unique ability when you use it, and allows you to catch your opponent off guard because it has a strategy for pretty much whatever your opponent is trying to do. But I chose, in my opinion, what I thought was the best two, which are Super Saiyan 4 Bardock Prismatic Burst and Super Saiyan 4 Gohan Prismatic Burst. So the other ones is good as well, but these are just I feel like the other ones you don't really play at 4, but these you would, because these are universal in any game, right? Where the other ones you would play, in my opinion, at either 2 or 3, these you'd play at 4 each. Because the Super Saiyan 4 Bardock Prismatic Burst is pretty much a counterplay. It's a denial of hope for one, right? So to counterplay, play this card, and if the battle card being played has 20k power or less, place it in its owner's drop area instead. Really, really good. And then the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan Prismatic Burst is the counterattack. Negate the attack and play this card. When this card is played, you may choose up to one card in your hand and discard it. If you do, your opponent can only attack with battle cards and unison cards X more times for the turn, where X is equal to the number of colors in their energy. So unless you're going against a 21 deck or an Android, that's the only decks I know that are multicolored currently, you're pretty much going to be fine. I guess the Surge decks too, because I'm going to make a video on that one too. The Surge decks such as Surge Broly and Volker, I'm going to make a video specifically on those multicolored decks. You're going to be fine. Because a lot of the decks right now are just playing or just playing monocolor. These two are top of the line foils in this deck, and that's just an example of one of the plethora and one of the many ways that you have battle tricks in this archetype itself. Now, a huge boost that it got was God Sealing. Now, the fact that you're not talking about God Sealing, you have Floodgates. You can actually get to these later game threats, which were overlooked when the deck first came out. Because it's like, why would you play this? It has no deflect. But guess what? Without God Sealing, we don't really care if things have no deflect anymore. Because now the only time you really care about, hey, before you slam for it out is if you're going against a Freezer's army. Because if you're going against a Freezer's army, you have to be worried about the Bloodlust, and that's pretty much it. Like without that, you're free to go. Once both these guards hit board, it's usually going to be a rough time for your opponent to be able to handle these two threats itself. They are SS4 Gogeta, so you know both their effects are game breaking. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please, please, please subscribe. Leave in the comment section down below what you want to see next. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Thanks for joining, guys.